if Angela Merkel were trying to take over Europe, she would have a much more clear program. And in fact, you could criticize her rather for not having a clear program. I mean, she's been dithering, and she's been considering her electors rather than German interests.
So I'm sensing, Godfrey, a little bit of satisfaction here that Germany it may or may not be in control of the Eurozone in this situation, but if a person was in the number one position, that country is going to have to spend a massive amount holding it together.
Well, it's a German word, isn't it? Schadenfreude, I think they call it.
Yeah.
No, the point is, I think this is actually a reluctant adoption of the helm by the Germans. I have lots of German friends. I was reading you from Strasbourg, but the point is, I don't think they really want this role. They've had it thrust upon them by a system, of course, which was flawed from the start. It was only a couple of years ago on this very programme I said this was doomed to failure, this Euro project or this Eurozone experiment. It's crumbling as we speak, and I'm afraid that this is the outcome.
So Gina, it's not just Nicholas Ridley, because there's a columnist in the Daily Mail today, Simon Hesler. Yeah, and you've probably seen that. He says what we're witnessing now is the economic colonization of Europe by stealth by the Germans.
Well, I think that the big problem about the Euro project was that the Germans were so keen on it really because of their own fear that there might be some kind of resurgence of nationalism, and they wanted to tie everybody into this common project in order to prevent that. And that, in a way, the whole project was built on these foundations, and that is the problem.
Well, why do you think it is, Gina, that the British seem to be so much more sensitive about the idea of a German takeover than France is? Because obviously they actually were taken over a few years ago.
I think you can find quotes like that in any country. You find them in Greece. There are lots of analogies to the German behaviour in the Second World War. You can find quotes everywhere. And I think whenever in England that there is a sense that something is going wrong in Europe, you dig out all the old World War analogies.
Thank you very much, Steve, both of you, Godfrey Bloom, UKIP MEP, and Gina Thomas, the cultural correspondent for the Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung. Thank you. So, what do you think about this 0500 288 291? Nicholas Ridley, Thatcher's minister, I think Department for Trade and Industry and Culture minister as well, had a series of gaffes. I think he very sadly died of
Hi, Dave.
Big smoke. And he resigned after this whole series of comments. Here's another one.
Only 2 months ago, I was in Auschwitz, Poland. Next week, I'm in Czechoslovakia. You ask them what they think about the Second World War. It's useful to remember.
Richard Lowe in Hartford says Nicholas Ridley was extremely right-wing and xenophobic, so whatever his statement was, it should be ignored. We need Germany's help, and the sooner we grow up and realise that the better off we will be. We are not the emperors of Europe anymore. Daniel Moore in Bradford says, turn on any German news channel after 10 o'clock. You'll see what the Germans think about the British. They despise us. They look on us as uneducated people who can't even be bothered to learn another language. They also think that David Cameron doesn't know what he's talking about, and Britain is sponging off Europe. There's still a lot of bitterness from the war. We should not be listening to them. And some people think Nicholas Ridley was right. Stephen Hull has taken this. Hitler and Germany tried to rule the world in 2 world wars with bombs and bullets. Now the Germans are at it again using money instead of weapons. Get out of the EU for our sake. What do you think when you hear those comments from Nicholas Ridley in